express our sympathies to those affected by Gilbert. Why
Gilbert?
Listen, timeless.
That was classic.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Big up to Lloyd Loving there. One of the musical maestros of our time.
Legend.
And we definitely sincerely appreciate your creativity and your art. But guys, as we are bracing for burial,
it's a serious thing.
Yes,
it's a serious thing. Take it serious.
Definitely.
Take it serious.
Get all the necessary items in place, as Dr. Spoke about this morning. Elliot spoke about this morning. For those who may have, non-communicable diseases or any ailments.
Pack up your things, put your things properly, put them, seal them, and put them in something where you can move if you need to move.
Yes.
Yeah, just.
And also then it's like to make an appeal, right, to those persons who, if you're able to buy something for somebody, because at this time not everybody has the wherewithal or the money to buy the necessaries, right?
Yeah, man.
So if you can buy a tin of mackerel for somebody, if you can buy a flashlight or buy a lamp or something, be helpful and think about your brother, your sister, your neighbor. Check on those persons who are vulnerable and who may not be able to stand. Them pocket no stay so.
Yeah.
At this
if you
time,
have it, yeah,
like we share with our neighbors, right? And look out for each other and just keep it locked right here to CVM and to Sunrise, because we'll be here to disseminate the information for you, keep you in the know while you're on the go. We have our fingers on the pulse, so all you have to do is just make sure you tune in, all right? So,
all right.
Yeah.
Definitely. We will be tracking burial wall-to-wall coverage of this hurricane as it passes. We will be with you. Our systems are up so that you can be up to date.
Definitely.
Well, if you've missed anything during the course of the morning, if you just want to re-watch some of your favorite segments, so we've got you covered on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, of course, CVMTV. And for all the fun stuff in between, we are on Instagram at Sunrise CVM, at CVM_television. So have a great day to one.
Everybody, remember, kindness is karma. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And we'll catch you tomorrow for another sizzling episode of CVM Sunrise. Bye, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.
Me can't get me cook, so me full of bully beef, full of bully beef, full of bully beef. Me can't get me cook, so me full of bully beef. Come, water come in a me room. Me sweep up song with me broom. The little dog laugh to see such fun, and the little run away with his food.
Good morning, Roundtablers, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Roundtable. I'm Raymond, and my co-host today is Kirk. Hello, Kirk.
Hey.
And joining us this morning, our guest is a developer and creative technologist, Carrie Ann C. Walker. Not just Carrie Ann Walker, Carrie Ann C. Walker. Welcome to the Roundtable.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Did you meet the Carrie Ann B and D? So you want to make sure everybody know that you're Carrie Ann C?
Yeah. I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So the distinctions have to be made.
Yeah.
Right, so how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm giving thanks.
Yeah.
Preparing as best as we can for this storm. Yeah. Not a fan.
Make sure you have the water, the flashlight, the radio, the tin foods, all of that.
Backup batteries.
Yeah, we need to talk about the radio, the having of a radio. Like, seriously.
Yeah, most people don't have
radios anymore.
True.
Radio anymore.
Yeah, I love the radio that most people don't have a radio anymore. So that's gonna be a critical part of being able to hear and know what's happening.
Facts.
So based on that, we're gonna get right into our social buzz for this morning. So we were just talking about being as prepared as possible for burial. And one of the things I want us to do is, like, once you go into any search engine, it's talking about burial. And of course, burial is barreling towards us. The thing to do is to find sources of good, accurate information. You don't want at this time to be getting your information second or third hand, especially from a country like us where people have a tendency to say, you can't stay there. It nah come. Prevention,
better than cure.
Better than cure. So if it's even within your means that all you can do is secure your critical documents, birth certificates, driver's license, passport, and other documents such as that, if that's the least you can do to prepare, do at least that. And I would say, especially in places like Parity, places like Anata Bay, places like Old Harbor, and other parts of the southern coastline, get a bag, especially if you have small children, with the very, 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 very basics, and don't wait to test the water. I remember in 2004, when Ivan was coming, persons waited, and then when it became too late, they were marooned. So please, don't bother test it. I believe, you have the skills, so nobody have to prove it again. You have the skill, so not test it. You win, all right? Just do what you need to do and do it early. So now, bag of things. We're going to go to the bag of things.
All right, so for my bag of things is actually an X-ray from 2011. So back in my golden days, I used to do gymnastics. And with gymnastics, I had an unfortunate accident where I did a flip and I landed on my face, and then the feet kicked the back of my head, and yeah, stuff wasn't so nice, right? So what happened was I got a fracture in one of the vertebrates in my spine, right? And this X-ray here, I don't know if you guys can bring it up on the screen with the picture, right? This X-ray here actually shows one of my vertebrates are, not as it should be. You see the little piece right there that looked like it broke off, the second one from the bottom?
It didn't look like it broke off, it broke off.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that part. I'm in denial. So I was living in a lot of pain for a while, right? And what happened was the doctor told me I couldn't do any lifting of any sorts for the rest of my life, right? And I would listen to him for the first year, but then the pain gradually got worse and worse. I'm like, no, man, I have to do something. I have to do something to get out of this situation, because even driving got painful at one point. Wow. So me with my tough head, against medical advice, went to the gym. And I started lifting, specifically deadlifting, where you use your lower back and all of that stuff, right? So I started with a measly little 10 pound. I lifted, I felt tremendous amount of pain. Next week, I go back, I suffer through the pain, 20 pound, 30 pound, 40, 50, slowly building myself up and up, strengthening the muscles around the bone that was broken. And guess what? Eventually, I lifted my own body weight and then went beyond that. And doing all of that, the pain actually went away. So, doctors are there for a reason. Yes, take their advice, but they aren't always 100% correct. Today, I'm living pain-free.
That's a lot.
Listen,
that's a lot.
Everybody who knows me at home knows that if somebody tells me about their pain, it becomes mine. So when you serve the thing hot, please put 2 children caffeinol in there, because I am in pain. By the way, Kirk, I'm happy that you championed through that, but if I got that X-ray and it was mine, I'd be on set right now in a wheelchair. I promise you that. So our other hot topic today, tech trends, living up to the Joneses. That means we're red-eye people for them things, or is it a life necessity? And our subject matter expert is Carrie Ann C. Carrie C, take it away.
All right. I think it's a little bit of both these days. You have a thing called an influencer. As a result, people tend to have to present the best of themselves and that kind of thing, or of a particular, the way they work, that kind of thing. But I think it is also important to put technology in its proper place. It's important. Perspective is important. Technology, when it was created, most of it is to help assist a limitation. So, for example, persons who don't speak, you know what I mean? That's why you have texting. But I'm seeing articles about, texting, mashing up relationships. And I'm like, you can talk, like, take up the phone. Make a phone call. Yeah. When we say TV coming, so people who are immobile, it's not really for you who have foot. You can, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
But so I've heard it too, that texting is ruining relationships. It's not just intimate relationships, family relationships.
Yeah, and even because the thing is, we have to remember again, technology, it was designed to be a tool. So boundaries are important. When telephones just came in, and I used to have, you know, landline with the card, and people couldn't call your house after 8:30 unless it's a family member, somebody gone to hospital or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we need to have boundaries. You find that, because I like to say WhatsApp is available 24/7, but it doesn't mean that I am. Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
And speaking of technology, the good thing about it is now that you have chatbots who are available, because I don't want to humanize the technology. So you have chatbots available 24/7.
Right.
So I like that. WhatsApp is available 24/7 doesn't mean I am.
Right.
Of course, I don't think I can say that and get away with it. But what is your view of this? Is it keeping up with the Joneses to match up, or is it a necessity?
I think when it's something that you need, sure. You know, like for example, you talked about people who can't talk. Right. You have texting. You have those little bots where you type in the text and then it says the words
Speaks for you. Correct.
Stephen Hawkins.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Right. Stuff like that.
Big
so
Bang Theory.
that's definitely a necessity.
Yeah.
Right. But then there is the other side, which is luxury.
Yes.
Right.
And convenience.
Right. So yes, you might want the new technology, but do you need it?
And do you go too far with it? Because we're now, I think 36 to 40 hours away from what I hope is a distant passing of burial.
Right.
And like when the
power shut
cell
off
sites,
and
I'm not calling it down, right? But you know, transistor radios are the best things in situations like this. Do you have a transistor radio still?
No.
I do.
I
You
don't.
have a transistor radio?
I do.
So watch me tomorrow night, Alexa. What's the latest on Hurricane Beryl? And then there's no response.
There's no response.
You know? So I mean, we make light of it, but how far down the rabbit hole should we go to purchase these smart devices?
And I think, again, a part of it, it comes back to principles. It comes back to understanding what you need, what you like, what's important to your work and your lifestyle, and work with that. You don't need the latest technology to function. You know what I mean? You can do what you still have to do. Sometimes, as they say, you know, a poor workman blames his tools. Sometimes not the tool, is you. So just sorry.
I love that.
I'm not so sure that I do. It sort of felt shady, you know, but it's the perfect time for a break. So we'll come right back to that after the break. All right, so welcome back to the round table. Our topic this morning is tech trends, living up to the Joneses or a life necessity. And so far, the jury, the Chief Justice just says a poor workman blames the tools. So the point being, these are tools for life, and you only should get the tools to the extent that you need them. Now, let me ask this question. When you have those people whose their phone is connected to their watch, the watch is connected to, everything is connected, even the car, they can now start the car with the app on their watch. James Bond living is real living, but is it necessary living?
It's, you know, as a tech person, but yes, it's not necessary. It's nice though. I'm not saying that. The thing is, I'm not saying that we can't have the nice to haves. I'm not saying that we shouldn't.
By the way, you're a word techie, you know. Yeah, man, the language and the use of the phrases.
Linguistics and French. That's what I studied.
Wow, nice.
But it's nice to have these things. I like luxury too. I like being able to talk to Alexa because sometimes I just don't want to get up. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But again, if it is putting you in a position where it is costing you too much, or it is putting you into debt, you have to swipe your credit card because you think Apple have the latest iPhone and you have to get it, then that's probably a little bit problematic.
But by the way, you mentioned that. Is it just me, or whenever iPhone is coming out with a new phone, all of a sudden the one you have starts or stops appling?
Well, that's just business.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a conspiracy?
I'm asking, do they put out something in the algorithm or the software updates?
The thing is, technology is rapidly changing.
Yeah.
It is moving at light speed. And that is why sometimes I also think that we shouldn't necessarily try to keep up
Yeah.
with everything. I think we should be moderate, a little bit more temperate in how we approach it, especially as a consumer. You have augmented reality, for example, that realtors can use to showcase places.
Cool.
That's
Yes,
cool,
those are cool.
right? So even though that may be nice and convenient, it's also important because of it makes the work easier.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
But like you don't need that in your yard just to have
And
it.
tools
You
can be
understand what I'm
used for
saying?
the wrong
So again, perspective.
Purposes. Yes,
Correct.
yes. Because
Perspective.
that's an excellent point. Because when we're so connected and so gadgeted, anything that hacks into that or interrupts that can
Correct.
literally disrupt your
Correct.
state of being.
Correct.
Have you ever been in a situation where one of the devices even lose battery life and then you're like totally plugged out
Not
of
functioning.
you can't function?
That's like me without my phone, in a sense, where it's like, okay, I feel so disconnected from my phone. I don't know. My wife says I have a cell phone addiction because my phone is literally glued onto my hand most of the time.
Yes.
So yeah, I do feel a sense of disconnect, but then that's my reliance on the phone itself, right? It's not a healthy addiction. I can say that much.
Right.
But then there are times when I do need it. For example, when I'm translating from different languages to English.
Right.
And that's very helpful. Instead of me learning a whole new language, I'm like, hey, Google, what is XXX?
And as you mentioned that, a lot of times when we do go to the search engines, the responses come from a robot. And by the way, when I was growing up and you heard robot, you thought of a big clunky machine that could hardly move and you could outrun it thanks to the cartoons we were watching. But now robots are in the software and you can be having a conversation.
ChatGPT.
It's basically a program.
Are they did they win?
The robots?
Yeah.
No,
No,
they've always been here. I mean, like your vacuum cleaners are robot too, so it's not new. Again, it's
the
how
ones
we
that
view
drive
it.
around itself.
The robots have won. You want me to tell you why the robots have won? Because you go,
Exactly.
you go, and that robot is somehow is going to tap into either Siri or Alexa and go and close your fridge down. Because I've seen people their fridge is dependent on Wi-Fi. They can get their emails through their fridge doors.
Until it's a restock.
Why is that necessary?
So this is where we talk about hybrid designs.
Hybrid design.
Where you can, you can use
Turn off the
electricity
AI.
or you can use gas.
Listen,
kind of
a
thing.
fridge,
Okay.
fridge is for fridging. Fridge is for fridging.
That is true too. That is true. We don't necessarily some of the conveniences that we have can feel unnecessary, especially when you're facing things like natural disasters.
I was about to say, because the smart
no longer work.
You can't, even if the smart stove is powered by gas, if there's no electricity, you can't cook. So, look here. I think the robots won.
You think
the moment you start to go on a website and the website says prove that you are human and shows you a jigsaw puzzle and you must swipe and carry the puzzle and fit it in the right place, that's when the robots
You know
won.
what? I tell you what, I'm going to work on a piece called The Robots Are Here, How to Make Them Work for You.
Instead of we working for them.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's what
I'm looking forward to reading that, by the way, because trust me, it can. But then there's also need to celebrate the technology.
Yeah.
Because all we know
is
about
changing
burial
lives.
and how it moves and
It's
stuff like that
technology.
is because of the technology.
Correct.
So I can't knock technology in a professional space in which I too am immersed.
Mhm.
But when you leave work, you should leave work.
People probably should
Yeah.
just people less when they relate to the technology.
They should people less.
Yeah.
But isn't what society needs us to do right now?
Wait,
So
what?
people
No.
more?
When I say people, I am. It's the connotation version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say people are peopling,
Yeah.
yeah, they should people less.
Where people when
In other words, they shouldn't go overboard.
they should go
Find
overboard.
balance.
Yeah.
Because sometimes as humans, we tend to do this pendulum swing. You know what I mean? And we maybe should find a
Middle ground.
more efficient way to get into the middle quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we either go full
Exactly.
tech
Right.
or no tech.
I do not. I like to say sometimes I am a big back TV technologist.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, you know when you used to kick your big back TV and it fix?
You just lost. You just lost like 70% of the viewers because they're like, big
what
back
is that?
TV. Well, let me tell you what a big back TV is. One time, TV used to come with its own furniture. Now, TV can fit flat against your wall.
Listen, you don't need TV, you just need your phone. You just need that screen.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we wrap up the conversation on Roundtable Tuesday edition. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for final thoughts. And we're going to go to our subject matter expert first, Kerry Ann C. Walker. Your final thoughts, Kerry?
As I said when we started, I think we should really just try to find a balance. Technology is useful at work and at play. You know what I mean? And that's good. It's nice to be able to take photos and to have videos, because there'll come a day when all you have are the memories, you know? But find the balance. Don't go overboard. You don't need everything. You don't need the latest things. And just,
and chill a little bit more.
Experience.
We don't need the latest things, right? So my strategy has always been get the best what's available, and then anything else that come out after, don't get it until you need it, especially for phones, right? So when I bought my phone, I was like, okay, this is the best on the market. Cool. I'm not buying another phone until this literally can't work anymore. So stop, watch people things. Okay, that's the lesson that you need to learn here. Don't watch people things and watch what them have. Watch what you have and make the best of what you have.
Yeah.
Right. And then now, technology is a tool. Try not to abuse it, like the AI augmentation people that go on TikTok and then make videos and get donations from money, like with a filter on. And then when you see them without the filter, you're like, are you even the same person? Yeah. So don't abuse the technology. Be honest with it. Make it useful. Make it work for you. Raymond, all you.
Really? After you set me up, because look here, I have seen some photos of people whose name I recognize. I recognize the name on the handle, and I'm like, so did she invent a different sister that nobody in the family knows about? But listen, on a serious note, technology can be good. It's a useful tool. And especially as we approach the next 36 to maybe even 72 hours, because after it passes, we could still be dealing with rain and flooding, flash flooding and landslides. So it's important to get in a position that's as safe as possible, as early as possible. Listen to credible sources. GIS still works. Of course, you can see it all unfold here on CVM. And if you lose the connection through your television, you can go to our YouTube and other pages. Our telecommunications system is a robust one, and there might be interruptions, but it should not be a total disruption. Please stay safe. Don't test yourself. Don't test the wind. Understand what the eye of the storm is and listen keenly to the bulletins before you decide to go out on your own. That's it for Roundtable this morning, Sunrisers. A special thank you for being our guest this morning, Kerry Ann.
Thanks for
C.
having me.
Walker. I just love the emphasis on your middle initial. What's the C for?
Chantel.
Look at
my
that.
brother named me Kerry Ann Chantel.
Kerry Ann Chantel Walker.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everyone. And remember, be good, be on purpose, and be safe.
Behind your back. Wild Gilbert, water come in me room. We sweep out song with me broom. The little dog laugh to see such fun, and the dish you run away with. Come now, who no see me dish, who no see me dish. Anybody who no see me satin like the dish, who no see me dish, who no see me fire. Rough. We would like to express our sympathies to those affected by Gilbert. Wild Gilbert, water come in me room. Sweep out song with me broom. The little dog laugh to see such fun, and the dish run away with the spoon. Come now, who no see me dish, who no see me dish. Anybody who no see me satin like the dish, who no see me dish, who no see me dish. Anybody who no see me satin like this, come, dish take off like flying saucer. The roof migrate without a visa. Bedroom full of water. Me in the dark, no light, no one ya. And true, me no have no generator. Me say one cold beer cost $10. Me fish and me meat spoil in the freezer.